So you want to buy a house. Now what? Here are the 8 things that you're going to want to know. Be sure to stick around for number 5 because that is my favorite. Hi, I'm Sherry Burleson with NewHomesDFW, and today we're going to be talking about the 8 things that you need to know when you're getting ready to purchase a new home. I get a lot of calls from clients all the time ready to jump in the car and go see some homes. They've gotten online, they've looked at the mortgage calculator, and they think they are ready to go. Well, there's a little bit more to it than that. Good news, I'm here to help. All right, number 1, financing, our favorite topic, right? The first thing we need to do is to determine your budget and set your budget. Let's talk about a couple things that are unique and different for Texas. One is the taxes, and it's not a favorite topic for anybody to talk about because it is a little bit higher than what you see in other states. Well, there's a flip side to that because Texas doesn't have a state income tax. So at the end, it sort of just balances out, but there sometimes can be a sticker shock for that. So you want to make sure that that is factored in. HOAs, love them or hate them, here they are. Most neighborhoods in North Texas are going to have a homeowners association. Pros and cons there. Yes, some HOAs are just going to be management fees and you're hating to write that check every month. But let me tell you what they will do is they're going to make sure your neighbor doesn't paint his house pink with purple polka dots. They are going to preserve the integrity of the neighborhood. If somebody's fence is rotting, if there's weeds growing up to their windows, things like that, they're going to be sending them a letter and they can put a lien on your house if you're not abiding by their rules and regulations. A lot of the HOAs in North Texas in the newer communities are master plan communities. So along with those dues to the HOA, there's a lot of amenities that come with that. Usually there's at least one pool, usually multiple pools, there's parks, there's tennis courts, there's hiking and biking trails, there's basketball courts, pickleball, there's all sorts of things that are available through a lot of the master plan communities out there. But I do get clients every now and then that do not want to have an HOA. Well, you're going to be looking at an older home. And I have one client in particular that comes to mind, and I want to tell you this quick little story. She was very adamant she did not want an HOA. We pulled up to the house she was going to see, and sitting next door in the front yard was a hot tub and lawn chairs in the front yard. So, HOAs, love them or hate them, decision we get to make. All right, types of loans. So before we dive into that, I want to talk to you about how important it is to find a really good, experienced, knowledgeable lender partner to work with, because that can make or break your experience in purchasing your home. If you don't have anybody that you are working with, I'd be happy to make a recommendation for you. There's a lot of different types of loans. The most common that we hear are conventional and FHA. So your conventional is going to be your A-paper buyers. They're your higher credit scores. They're usually your W-2 earners. They're usually putting 5, 10, 20% down. Now, FHA loans are for a little bit more, I say your B paper. It's what most people have. And people have maybe a couple hiccups on their credit report. But the good thing about those, they usually require a little bit less down. Your 3.5% is what's minimally required. You can obviously put more down. Negative with the FHA is that you do have mortgage insurance premium that's going to stay with that loan for the life of the loan. So again, not the expert here, but be sure we put you in touch with the expert to explain all of those. For the self-employed buyer, there are bank statement loans, portfolio loans, for folks who need a little assistance with help on that down payment. There are down payment assistance programs. They're also going to factor in your debt to income and determining where you fit within this model. And for you veterans, first and foremost, thank you so much for your service. There are so many great programs out there for you, so be sure to ask your lender about the different programs that you can qualify for. Interest rates, well, we are at the average interest rate of the last 40 years, which has been around 7%. The last 10, 15 years, we've been incredibly spoiled. We've seen some stupid numbers with 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you were lucky enough to jump in on that, good for you. We'll probably never see those again in our lifetime. But here we are, we're in normal rates right now. So if for some reason rates do take a nosedive, by all means refinance and stay in touch with your lender because they're going to let you know when those things happen. Number 2, space needs. Now in Texas, as they say, everything is bigger in Texas. Well, not necessarily, and we're not all looking to buy Oprah's home. What we need to do is have a look at our family makeup and who all is going to be living in that home and how many bedrooms that we need, how many bathrooms do we need, office space, whether you work from home or not. Most people do like to have a space that they can come to, set up, and get some work done. If you're looking for a basement in Texas, we don't have those. But what we do have, we have 3-car garages. That's where most people put most of their stuff. Usually you need a 3-car to park 2 cars in there because our stuff's in there. And then you have bikes and all kinds of little motorized vehicles and things for kids. So that's kind of what we use for storage. And then we also have media and game rooms. Now, a media room is a home theater, and traditionally they've been on the 2nd floor. In the last 5 years, they've put out some really great floor plans, and we're seeing a bunch of them on the 1st floor, which is my dream come true because it would actually get used. Then we have the game room, which usually is a good place to put upstairs so kids can run amok and keep the noise and craziness up there. Also in Texas, it is hot and there's no getting around that. So if your neighborhood does not have a community pool, having one in your backyard is an awesome, wonderful thing to have. Not to mention just the flow of the water, the sound of the water when you're cooking or having dinner out back is so refreshing. So if you like the water, then that's something you might want to consider. Maybe you don't know where to start on the square footage piece of things. Well, here's a fun fact. On average, it's about 600 square feet per person in your house. Now, depending on your family, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. All right, number 3 is area. Where do you want to live? Well, there's a lot of factors to consider in that. One is, well, as I say, location, location, location. There's also a dollar sign, dollar sign, dollar sign to go with that. The closer into the city, the more you're going to pay. Premier neighborhoods, very highly desirable neighborhoods, there's premiums on that. If you're just getting started, it's your first time to buy a house and you're trying to stretch your dollar, the further out you go, the more it stretches your dollar, basically. But you can also find some new construction in the outer lying areas as well. So it gives you the best of both worlds. The other thing you want to take into consideration is, do you work from home or do you commute? And if you commute, what sort of a commute are you willing to take on? Schools. So in Texas, we really pride ourselves on our education system. And most every neighborhood or community you're going to go to, we have phenomenal choices. Number 4. New or pre-owned? That is the question. There's so much to unpack with this. I'm going to keep it really short and sweet because this could be a video, 2 videos on its own. But on the pre-owns, usually you're going to get a better price on a pre-owned home. If you're looking for a swimming pool, that's the best pool to buy, is one that somebody else has put the money into building, because usually you don't get back dollar for dollar what you put in. If you've come across a house that has some amazing upgrades and someone who has a great sense of decor and done some great updating, or you may come across a home that's in need of a little TLC, you get a little bit better price point on that house and then you can make it yours. The negative on the pre-owned homes is going to be your maintenance cost. Now, on the new construction homes, you get the latest and greatest of everything. Energy efficiencies, high ceilings, appliances, slider doors, builder warranty. I mean, there's so many fabulous things for new construction. But with all that, you are gonna pay a little bit more. Number 5, my favorite. Do I need an agent? Yes. We can talk about the pros, the cons. We'll see things that maybe you aren't seeing when we're walking through the house. Is there power lines behind the house, or is there a landfill close by? What about the schools in this area? What about, was it close to, are there any good restaurants and shopping and all those fun things? Also, we're gonna see a lot of things that you may not see in looking at that property. We'll notice items that probably are gonna need attention sooner than later, and just see how that factors in your budget. So definitely good idea to have a good, strong realtor in your corner. Again, Number 6, title companies. Well, here in Texas, we use title companies to close escrow and not attorneys. End result is the same, just a little bit different process and how that goes about. 2 things that are going to pop up. If you're buying a pre-owned home, you're going to have an option fee in your contract, and that is you're going to put up concession money for that. That is a window for your inspection to get done and to work through any repairs. Your option fee is going to ensure your earnest money. That is your deposit money. That goes towards your down payment at closing. Those figures, you would want to speak to your realtor about what those numbers actually look like, but I just wanted to throw out that terminology because you're going to hear that lingo being bounced around. Okay, we're almost there. Number 7 is going to be your inspection. And whether you're buying a new construction house or a pre-owned home, having an inspection is a great idea. Most new construction homes do go through a lot of inspections. They have to get through multiple city inspections to be able to get to the next stage to keep going. Depending on who you're building with, it's a good idea to either do an inspection right up front or do it at month 11th before your builder warranty, your general bumper to bumper warranty goes out. Definitely on the pre-owned, you want to do that right away during that option period, and that way we can negotiate any repairs needed with the seller. Last but not least, number 8, the appraisal. This is a final step in your mortgage process. How does an appraisal differ from a CMA? A CMA is what your realtor is going to use to help you determine what you offer for that property. The appraisal guidelines are a little bit different, so their numbers come in a little bit differently sometimes, but it is our final hurdle. If your realtor does a good job with your CMA, you should be just fine. Okay guys, that's it. I hope you feel a little bit better about where to start and the journey to accomplishing home ownership. My name is Sherry Burleson. I am with NewHomesDFW. If I can help in any way, please feel free to reach out, either text, phone, email, or visit us at NewHomesDFW. We'd love to help in your journey to the Dallas-Fort Worth area.